Sorry, I'm really thirsty. So just introduce yourself
You
for
know
anyone
what?
who doesn't know who you
All
are.
right, let me pause you right there. I'm thirsty too, and there's nothing that quenches my thirst more than some ice cold beta tears. Yeah, I'd say it just comes with the territory with all my lovers. There's lots of haters. So basically what Alfie's trying to say is if you're a beta, get off the pod right now because we're bringing the heat today. My name is Everett Smolders, also known as the Westfly CEO. I run all operations over here at Westfly Athletics, pro team, Instagram page, YouTube page. We're the hottest thing on the scene right now in track and field and running. A rising tide raises all ships, and Westfly is here to take track and field to the moon, and they're going to lead the charge. I'm a 358 miler at the University of Mississippi, Ole Miss, home of Craig Angles and Ryan Van Hoy. And that's a little bit about myself. I'm basically just the biggest alpha male in all of track and field.
And also recently running, you're now almost now the second fastest team in DMR history. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And also silver at the Nationals. So that's obviously, I was speaking to Ben about this. He said, like, if it wasn't for what the Oregon guys did this year, Ole Miss would have been like the talk of the town, like over and over again.
That is true. We would have been the cat's meow, but also, Oregon wouldn't have done what they did this year without a second place team pushing at their necks the whole time. So, yeah, we got second place, but it was probably the most legendary DMR race in the history of the world. Half a second off the world record, number 4 all time. Pretty much every school got their school record, so I was happy to be a part of it. Oregon's probably, I imagine Cooper and Cole and Charlie Hunter will all go pro, so they'll have a new team.
Yeah, I guess what's the point in them sort of waiting around now when literally they're the best milers in the world at the minute?
Cole Hawker is probably USA's best chance at a world medal. He's that good.
Well, to be honest, you see, you've got Jakob and you've got Chariot, but that third spot even in the Olympics is anyone's game.
Yeah.
And Cole's probably in 330 shape at the minute, according to that guy.
And after we go to Salazar training camp, I wore my shirt just for it. Cole Hawker will level up, many levels.
Is that Roberto Salazar training account? I was going to ask you about that. Do you own that account? Be honest.
I do not. I do not own that. I wish I owned that account. You seen how clean those graphics are? And I don't own Tinman Elite either, but I support both of them and think both of them are hilarious.
I want to start with the Run Your Mouth podcast because this is something I don't listen to their podcast personally, and I didn't have a clue who he was. And I'm not doing that to call any shade. I don't know who he was, and I didn't know the podcast existed. What's happening with that? Because you've been taking quite a lot of fire on Twitter, especially.
Okay, well, I didn't know what the Run Your Mouth podcast was either, and I knew who the guy was. I knew Noah Droddy because he was a runner. And
yeah, I know him.
I knew who the guy was because he called me out on Twitter, and he said, he was like, against what Chris Chavez said, don't watch Westfly YouTube video. I was like, all right, whatever. And then I think he got a good reaction out of that because, his community is they're always trying to pick at something, and how people are in this world today nowadays, snowflakes. They're always trying to grab something you said and twist it, and they said I was doing cultural appropriation with my cornrows, but usually I wouldn't respond to this type of thing, but I actually felt very passionately about it because I thought that with my platform I could actually make a difference in what I think is wrong in this world, and that's people who are just constantly trying to divide people up more, and they think he honestly probably thinks in his own head that he's doing good, but I don't believe that. I think he didn't say the cultural appropriation thing, but yeah, basically he was just trying to grab something to say because it was connected to Westfly, and I'm as you said, a polarizing figure, and he'll probably freaking clip this podcast right here, and we're giving him exactly what he wants by talking about him. But since you asked me the question about him, That's my take on it. I think he's a loser. I think he's a beta. It's not because he's gay. It has nothing to do with him being gay. I don't care if you're gay. It's because of the way he holds himself and the way he acts. So just to clear the air again, if you're gay, I don't care. People can love whoever they want to love. I'm not some, conservative crazy person who is like, I don't know. I get that rap, and it's just completely not true. I'm just an alpha is the only way you can put it.
Yeah.
And I say what I want when I want, and people have a problem with that, and they get jealous and bitter, and they try to bring me down. But it comes with the territory. I'm fully prepared for what's to come, and people are never gonna stop talking about me. So that's that.
The main one is obviously Tinman beef.
Oh, come on, say it right. Come on, we're on the Trackstaa pod. I'm with Alfie.
Tim Beta. Is that correct? Is that what you want to call it?
Tim Beta Sub Elite.
Sub Elite. Okay. It's Tim Beta Sub Elite.
There you go. That sounds better.
Where did this originally start? Why Tim Beta Sub Elite? Like, why did you, target them? Well, and also, do you have any sort of, what are your actual thoughts as a whole on Tinman or Tim Beta Sub Elite?
It's story time for the Trackstaa podcast. So, actually, I don't have the Tim Beta hat because I chucked it in the trash on my run one time for some content. But basically, when Tinman was out and starting, I was a runner in college, and I was seeing Drew and Sam starting this cool little team, and I was all for it. I hate to admit it, I was on that Tim Beta wave. And as time went on, in the beginning, they threw down some good performances, and, I respected the grind and what they were doing. But then at some point they got such, big heads and thought they were some, they thought that their voice mattered, and they thought that everyone was listening to them. And they started banging on meditation bowls and, telling sob stories about how hard running is. And I was like, bro, these guys are pussies, man. And people don't need to be listening to them. And, I'd go on runs with pro runners and college runners, and everyone's talking about them like, yo, you see how like soft that shit was? And, no one would say it. And then I finally said it. And you know how many people are saying Tim Beta Sub Elite now because I said the truth and put the truth out there. And, as for like, this is real, very true beef. I do not like these guys.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get a beer with them after I run a race. I wouldn't go to a party with them. I don't like the way they live. I don't want to hang out with them. And I want to race them and make them all cry and then drink their beta tears at the bar that night.
Besides Jordan Guzman, obviously.
Besides, you know what? Some of them are all right. I'll say that. And Jordan Guzman is he's the alpha on that team, and we need to poach him and get him off that team. Also, when's this gonna be posted?
Well, probably sometime next week. Whenever you want, really.
Corey Belmore is the newest Westfly athlete, the beer mile world record holder. Chris Robertson, you are so absolutely buddy. You're not even gonna get top 2 in this race when we show down. Corey Belmore's racing a 1500 on Sunday, going for that Olympic trials qualifier. He's a good mentor. He's a badass. He's gonna be coaching me in this beer mile. And then Chris Robertson, you're gonna lose $2,000, so you might as well back out now, like the beta little you are.
So carrying on with this Tinman thing, because I've got a little segment I wanted to do here, and I'm just going to say now, from a personal point of view, speaking with Tinman guys individually, obviously I've spoken to Sam, I spoke to Joey. I literally, throughout summer, I played Call of Duty with Jordan Guzman every day when he was in Australia with his brother as well, so obviously I love him. But so I like some of the guys as on the team. I haven't spoken to all of them, but I have fair relationships with quite a few of them on the team. And regardless of Tinman, I'd say I like some of them on the team from my personal experiences with them. And I've heard other things from other people what question those beliefs as well. But again, that's other people's opinions. But what I wanted to do is this segment on when Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton were on the election, and they had to give each other a compliment. So I'm going to read off Tim Beta Elite or Tim Beta Sub Elite members, and for each one you've got to give a different compliment to each of that member. First up, Sam Parsons.
Sam, I think you're very good at complaining and crying.
You have to be petty with that one. Okay, I'll let that slide for the first one then. Next one is Jordan Guzman.
Goose, you don't give a shit what people think about you, and I like that and I respect that.
Sydney Garabude.
You see, it's kids like Sydney where I can't say anything bad. I can't say that anything bad about that kid. I can never beef him. He's just, you can't not like the kid. You're putting the team on your back right now, and it motivates my team.
That's fair. He's running very well, and he seems like a really nice, down-to-earth guy as well. Drew Hunter.
Old Drewbin. You make me faster because I think about beating you.
Okay, that's two sort of backhand compliments, but I'm gonna roll with it anyway. Sam and Drew, but that's fine.
I'll say something nice about Sam if I have to. I've actually got. I don't know where it went. He wrote me a note a while back when I ordered some Tim Beta gear, and I think he has a very good heart.
Joey Cheese.
Joey Cheese. Well, actually, I can't say that on air. Joey Cheese. Where do I even start? He's just a solid dude. I don't know. Not too soy boy, not too loud. He's just like, I don't know. If he was on your team, like, he's like one of those people everyone likes. Honestly, every single night I get on the pellet, like, I make fun of people because they meditate, but I make fun of them because they, like, yo, bro, take a picture of me meditating. They want to publicize that. Like, that's not what it's about. I do a lot of meditations. I do breathing meditations every single night to go to sleep. I do sleeping meditations. The people I listen to are Aditi Shah, Kristen McGee. There's another one in there. I don't even know his name. It's a dude. I do fitness-focused meditations. I go in the sauna and I get my speaker and I listen to meditations. I'm just not for the poser meditators who, are doing it because they think it's like chill or hipster. So that's why I call it out. I don't believe in the Tibetan singing bowl. But yeah, I do meditation every single night, every single time I get in the sauna. And yeah, just it helps. It's like it helps me relax. Some people get home from work and they crack open a beer and sit on the couch and watch sports and they think they're relaxing. But like if you really want to do something relaxing, you go in a sauna and, stretch or, whatever it is. But that's what I do to relax.
And how do you manage your time? Because for me, I guess we're sort of in the same boat where we're trying to actually have a running career as well as trying to start a business. Like how I found times where I'm doing my double day at like 9 p.m, doing gym sessions at like 9:30 and not sleeping till like 1 a.m. How do you sort of manage your time where that doesn't happen and actually give time to relax?
Yeah, well, so my grades in school my grades are pretty terrible in school because
which means nothing, by the way, as well.
I know. Well, I gotta stay eligible, but that's what I'm doing is I'm just staying eligible and I'm spending all my time on Westfly and running. How do you turn off the the go thing in your brain? Sheesh. I mean, I don't really have to. I get so tired from it. I can just pass out and sleep. And, I do things with my girlfriend that help me. Like, she's kind of my break from it all. Like, whenever I hang out with her, I don't have to worry about Westfly. I don't have to worry about anything. And, yeah, it's helpful to have her. All right, so we'll start this workout with an 800 tempo and like 220. Like, every workout I do, we start with whether it's a mile tempo, every single breakdown, whether it's a mile tempo, K tempo, 800 tempo. So we'll do 800 tempo and about 220. And then 2 sets of 600, 400, 300, 200. It's like a late season workout to get you ready for a quick 1500. And the rest depends, but between sets, it'll be like 3 minutes and it'll be anywhere between like 90 seconds between the 6 and the 4. But yeah, we'll just do 2 sets of 6, 4, 3, 2, a little bit quicker than mile pace, and then you get 3K of work at like 3:37 pace, and you get in the race, and it's what you're used to. Yeah. And then sometimes we'll do like an all-out 400 at the end, and there's really no way to get like super lactic unless you do lots of volume at a 1500 pace or faster. And it's the most painful workout, but I think it prepares me best for like races.
On to some deeper questions now, just to finish it off. This one, I can imagine quite a lot of things you'll say, but what's one thing you'd change about the sport? Or in fact, two things. One, what's realistic? So it has to be it has to have monetary constraints. And another thing, what would you change if money wasn't an object and like you could do whatever you wanted?
Okay. I think we need to abolish all the platforms that there are right now, and there needs to be a big time investor who's like the UFC, like hundreds of millions of dollars to completely take over the streaming service. And we need to do a pay-per-view business model, same as fighting. I think the UFC has the best business model in the world for a competitive sport like this.
Yeah.
We need to do more press conferences, but the reason it's so difficult, like for me at least, is because there's Flow Track, Runner Space, CNB or NBC Gold, ESPN. I think ESPN needs to take control of the whole entire operation, at least for NCAA's professional meets. So yeah, there just means that there needs to be a whole entire new promotion.
Absolutely.
And that's what I mean. That's another thing I want Westfly to be. And I think a big obstacle for putting on meets is having a track, because it's either using a school's track or Hayward Field. Like there might be like it over in England, but in America, like there's no workout facilities or like there's no tracks that are there just for a track. I think there needs to be more tracks that are there for, like stadiums. There needs to be more track stadiums. A Mondo track is about $1 million, and that's not cheap, but I really think if like you could get people involved in the sport, like we could sell out stadiums full of track races.
Two more questions. So first of all, what would you say the best decision you've ever made is?
Starting Westfly. Yeah, I had always had these ideas. I always felt like I was a business guy, and I was really scared to put myself out there, and I received a lot of backlash and hate, and my friends back home would be like, "Yo, what's up, Westfly?" Like making fun of me. They'd be like, "Yo, Westfly," but I just put myself out there and I quit caring what people thought about me and just started focusing on turning my vision into a reality. And yeah, that was probably the biggest shift in my life that I've ever had, because I really just quit caring what people thought about me, and then all the better people came into my life at that point, and it just made everything better. And then I got the Dragon Energy and made my running better. It made all aspects of my life better. And like it's like this from August until now, like the stock in my life and my happiness has just gone up, 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 and it's linear too. Like it's been crazy. Like first I ran those time trials in the fall, and that was really cool because I was ran 148 for the first time, and then it like elevated me a level, and then I was a 148 guy, and broke 4 for the mile, and that was cool, and I had all this momentum. Then got an SEC medal, and like that just got me more fired up to run more. And went to nationals, and ran the 4th fastest time ever in the world with my team, and was up there beating the best guys in the NCAA in the 1200. And so now I'm like, just so like when I wake up in the morning, I just open my eyes. I'm so excited to go get after it. And it's like I've said it, it's like a drug, and I just keep wanting more of it. But what goes up must come down. It just hadn't come down yet, but we'll see. It's real exciting.
And the final question I have for you is, where do you see yourself in 10 years' time?
Do you know who Dana White is?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm the Dana White of the track and field world. I'm also an athlete. U.S. champ, going to the Olympics. The whole Westfly team it's like a crazy brand. Like we got our own gym. We got 6 houses of real estate, and everyone from the team is living in those houses. Our YouTube has got 10 million subscribers. We're filling out warehouses full of merch. We're investing in stocks. We're Man, everything I talked about is where I see it on a way higher scale. You know, I'm sitting here in my dirty room right now at a desk, but in 10 years I see myself in a glass office with a chair this big behind me, a leather chair, and a big Mac monitor, and I have an assistant, I'm going to meetings all day and talking to the people on my team, and oh man, like the sky's the limit. Like Westfly doesn't even like the thing about Westfly athletics is it doesn't even just have to be a track team. It can be Westfly hedge fund, Westfly real estate. It can be whatever I want. And yeah, I'm just so excited to go on to the next chapter of my life once I get out of college. Yeah, I think we're bringing new people to the like maybe people who weren't as invested because like running is the second most popular sport among high schools in America because everyone plays football, but like all the other kids are on the cross country team. And I think we're doing a good job of like showing people how cool our lives are while being runners because like the majority of runners in America who do cross country will just do cross country in high school and that's the end of their running career. But if they can see like what the life is like and follow us and you know we have a way bigger audience than you know whatever other sports are in the fall.
And yeah, I'm going to end it there. So thank you for coming on the podcast. It's been an absolute pleasure. Hopefully people who came onto this podcast just thinking you were somewhat of just a trash talker can actually see what actually goes on in your head, because it's not obviously anything like that, is it really? It's just saying things how they are and how you believe them.
I'm a truth talker. Yeah, I just say what I believe in and I'm not scared to say it and I'll never stop. I can't be silenced for any brand or anything. So it's been a pleasure coming on. We had a natural conversation that lasted 2 hours and 40 minutes. Or 2 hours. It was a long conversation. And now I'm like fired up to go expand my business even more after talking to you. So it's a good relationship we got, Alfie. And what? You come to the States in 3-4 weeks?